say 30 seconds, but it could take a minute.
And we are live. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays, my beautiful people. It's Adriana here, your host. And I have my honor always to have Lorna and Michelle, my co-host with me for our another Body, Mind, and Soul Connector event. And we're excited to have you all here. For those that are watching this live or replay, please say hello. Let us know where you're from and tuning from, and also connect with all these beautiful people we have today here. I'm so looking forward to hear where they from, what they doing, and their beautiful gifts in this world. So we will start like we always do. We'll do a quick introduction, just a couple of seconds introduction, your name, your title, and what you're tuning from today. But before that, it's my honor to say thank you to each one of you for being here. Time, I think, is one of the most precious things we all have. And the fact that between these amazing, busy, crazy times of holidays, you took the time to be here with us. We honor your time. So say thank you to each one of you. So let's start with from my left to my right to Terrie. Terrie, Christine?
Yes, thank you. I'm Terrie Christine. I'm an internationally known intuitive energy healer and psychic medium. I'm in Chevy Chase, Maryland, in the Metro DC area.
Awesome, awesome. So BC, we're here in Canada. Let's see if we go across the world or we're still staying here. Nicoletta or Nicole, how we say your name so we don't butcher it.
No worries. Good morning, Nicoletta, and I'm coming in from the beautiful Santa Cruz Mountains in California, and I am a breathwork and fascial release therapist.
Awesome, awesome. California. I had a feeling that we're gonna go across the border. But your name is very close to my heart because you have an Italian name. And my parents live in Italy. I actually am gonna go soon there. So,
oh, nice. Is that where the accent's from?
The accent is Romanian.
Okay.
Romanian, but my parents live in Italy for many years. So,
okay.
I feel
yeah,
like
I'm also Italian. Yes, of course, of course.
Of course. Yeah, I know it. Okay, let's go to Mike.
All right, we're about to cross the equator here. You can probably tell from my accent where I'm from. Now, Romanian is that fifth romance language we all forget about. But I'm a certified world-class speaking coach. We work together, create a signature talk to promote your business. And I'm originally from the mean streets of Massapequa, New York, currently in Lima, Peru.
Ooh.
I knew it. See, I knew it that we're gonna go far away. And Peru is on my bucket list, so I'm gonna come visit you.
I can say one thing. Lake Titicaca is nicer than Machu Picchu.
Oh, can't wait. Then we have a lot. We have to talk after because we have a lot. I need a lot of guidance towards Cory. And we have one more person, Cory. Let's let them in too. But until then, let's go to Tara, Diane.
Hi, I'm Tara Diana. I'm an empowerment medium. I am focused on bringing the body, mind, spirit, not just the mediumship side of it or the intuitive. I want the whole package for people that levels them up to, where they need to be for themselves, their authentic selves. And I'm from Vancouver, British Columbia, but I read all over the world.
Amazing, amazing. And we just have someone just pop in, Cory. We would love to say hello. Welcome to our Body, Mind, and Soul event. And as we doing a quick introduction, your name, your title, and where you're tuning from. And then we have Megan joining us too. Would you like to, Cory?
Yeah, absolutely. Hi, everybody. I apologize for being a couple of minutes late. I had to find the Zoom link in my spam mail. So I've been looking, but I found it. So yeah, my name is Cory Thorell. I'm in Salt Lake City, Utah. I spend a lot of my time in Santa Fe, New Mexico as well. I am a self-mastery coach, working specifically with mind, body, and spirit, balancing those three energies. I love to work with all of these different certifications and modalities that I have, like NLP, timelines therapy, past life regression, hypnotherapy, neurosomatics, specialized kinesiology, and the list goes on. But my favorite thing about all of those things is that when I work with a new client, balancing the mind, body, and energy, we come together and create a breakthrough package for them so that one modality at a time, we can loosen the grip you know, and surround the dragon and provide immediate and amazing change for those people. And the more I do that, the
Amazing.
more I'm excited to
Awesome,
continue.
awesome. And we said,
Cool.
yes, you are from Utah. Got it. And then we have Megan. Hello, Megan.
Hi,
And
good morning. I'm so happy to be here and meet you all.
oh, Megan, we're so glad to have you. And we're just doing the first round where we just do our name, title, and location in 30 to minute, and then we'll do a 5-minute round for each, and then a wrap-up round. So, if you wouldn't mind saying who you are, where you live, and what you do, your title.
Hi, I'm Megan Collins. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist and art therapist, and I'm the founder of Neuro Arts Therapy and Consulting, and I live in Los Angeles, California.
Awesome. That's awesome. It's so beautiful to see people all over the world in different areas of how with your beautiful gifts you come here to the world to make this world a little bit better. So we're excited to dive deep in now that we know just a little bit about you. We'd love to dive a little bit deeper into what are your gifts and how do you serve and who do you serve? So we will have pass it on to Lorna. Michelle, I see you.
Oh, I would love to know. I think people would love to know where you are from,
yes.
Adriana, what you do, and Lorna as well.
Yes, that you're right. Thank you so much. I'm so used to with us knowing who we are that yes, thank you so much. I will let's say to Lorna first of all before anything else.
Sure. I'm Lorna, and I'm here in British Columbia, in the interior in the Okanagan. So hi, Tara. And my title currently, and it seems to be shifting right now, but Sex and Spirit Alchemist of the Feminine-Led Life. I'm an award-winning speaker and a energy healer and a story unweaver.
Awesome.
All right. And Michelle.
Hi guys. I'm Michelle Beauchard. I live on the far left coast of Canada on Vancouver Island. So again, hi Tara. I'm in Victoria, BC. And I am a mission technician, a digital doula. I call myself the natural entrepreneur, and I help people with online offer crafting and their natural tech build.
Awesome. Beautiful. And then yours truly, Adriana the Marvel. I am here currently in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, and I'm originally from Romania, but I've been in Canada for many years now. So I consider myself a little bit of Canadian as well. And I am a brain mechanic and also a transformational speaker. And it's my pleasure to pass it on to Lorna for our second round. Lorna?
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And Adriana, if you would do the timer again, for some reason it's not showing up. The app opens up, but the timer doesn't. So I'm not quite sure what's happening there. Thank you. All right. So in this minute, what we first of all invite you to do is to put aside any stuff and just really listen. Again, it comes from my own experience that sometimes I've been so focused on what am I going to say that I actually don't even hear what the other people are sharing. So I invite you just to be present and listen in, and we get to connect just through our listening. The other way that we like to, in our circle, our connection circle, is to create this connection is to be able to, we're weaving, recognizing the weaving. We're not even weaving, we're recognizing the weaving that's already in place, the connection that's already there. So as the first person speaks, they'll share something. And when it goes to the second person, that next person will pick up a thread of something that was shared by the previous person. Just say, oh yeah, I recognize that, or I know what you mean, or yes, somehow something that resonates, that feels a connection. And then just briefly address that or make that connection. And then in the duration of your 5 minutes, go ahead and just share about 3 things. Your gift, and these aren't the gift, the freebie. It's not about that. The gift of you, the work that you do. So the gifts that you bring to the world, who you serve and how, and that would be maybe if you do retreats or one-on-ones, however. So who do you serve and how, and your why. And as Michelle mentioned at the earlier part of our call, is you can answer those in whatever order you choose to, okay? And they'll be in the chat, so you can look at them there. There'll be the timer, so you can just sink in and share. One of the things that we like to find that no matter one of the things about putting down times, there's something that comes through that, wow, I've never said that before. Or, wow, it came through in a different way. So one of the ways of just being present, and as we know, letting life flow through our. So welcome again, and we're so glad. To begin with Terrie, and if you would begin, and then whoever it weaves to, and I'll just go intuitively who to go to. It will be then the last person that speaks. Then Terrie, you'll get to pick something that is shared from that last person in the circle to be able to connect. So welcome, and Terrie, we look.
Thank you. So as an intuitive energy healer, I focus on the subconscious space and the collective energy. So I tell people their story without them telling me who they are. I'm clairvoyant, clairaudient, and clairsentient, which allows me to see movies in my head, hear conversations, and that clairsentient is just knowing. Women, usually between 45 and 60, come to me, and they're at the space where, what about me, they say to themselves, because they've poured so much into their family and their friends and their careers that they're lost. I call that lost in loss. and they're needing clarity, or they want to know why they're stuck. So I'm not talk therapy. What I'm doing is I'm using my intuition. I'm feeling through, and then those superpowers I told you about. And I share that what they are struggling the strongest with, and there's multiple layers. And then I shift it from their subconscious. They'll feel lighter. They'll feel hope. They'll feel more supported. They'll have the clarity they need to go out and feel like life is not controlling them, and they're living in their means of feeling fulfilled. That's about me. Oh yeah, why do I do it? Why do I do it? And that's the key component, that why. I almost forgot that. My why is because at the end of a 14-year relationship, I had a spiritual epiphany. But within that spiritual epiphany, I didn't want to live anymore. I felt with all the pouring that I was giving to my partner and our children, my career. I was a corporate director of sales, making millions of dollars for someone else. And I would come home, be lonely and miserable and not knowing, because I felt like I did have everything around me except that one component is love. I could not receive what I was pouring into others. And I thought, if this is what love's about, I'm done. And I literally woke up, got on the bathroom floor and said, God, I'm done. You can take me. So I know where that lowest of low is. And I'm like, I don't want to be in this body anymore. And so I had this spiritual epiphany. I expanded. I was in this state of awareness, but within the universe. I saw stars so close, I thought I could touch them. And then I heard 3 simple words: love will come. It was everything that I had been asking for. So I swooshed back into my body, got back into bed, and my entire life was changed. And as I was progressing through learning all of this stuff, because remember, everyone, I was 100% corporate. I didn't know what yoga was. I didn't know anything about any spirituality. And I started going into bookstores and reading more. And the truth always makes sense. And all of this was making sense to me. And I thought throughout the journey of where I am today, I said, you know what? No one has to suffer an emotional pain like I did, ever. If they're doing it once, they don't have to do it again. So my why and my purpose is to empower others to feel that life is not what you're seeing with your eyes and your ears. It's all within you and how you shift and change and respond and act. So thank you.
That's amazing. I love that. I love how it came out of the blue for you and just kind of like sprung on you. How do you actually work with people? Is it on Zoom? Is it one-to-one? Is it groups? What do you have packages? Tell us about your modality, your offer.
Yes, thank you so much. So I've been doing this for over 19 years now. I started 100% remote, and I had clients all over the world. And some of you from Canada, my strongest following are Canadians. And so it can be, I have a virtual conference room that they can see me face to face, but I do have a private studio in Bethesda, Maryland, here in the Metro DC area. And so when I'm seeing them, I'll put my hands on them. I'll start with the heart and the stomach. And then the superpowers start happening. I start seeing movies, I hear things, and I share it with them. So I'm sharing what they're struggling with from their childhood, those limiting beliefs. And it doesn't mean that you have emotionally or physically abusive parents. It simply means that you as a child said things to yourself that aren't true for your soul. And as an adult, we're still living what we said to ourselves as a child. So then I start sharing when they were 3, when they were 2, when they were 1, even when they were in the womb. I can connect to that energy, that story, that pattern, and then share it with them, and then shift it from the energy field that sits in them so that they wake up and say, I feel empowered.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, it feels, you can feel the empowerment as you share. Thank you so much, Terrie.
Thank you.
Michelle, to take it to you, please.
Oh my goodness. I hardly ever go second.
Yeah,
So
some thread from what Terrie shared, and then into
yes.
it. Thank you.
Let's see. I think it was that piece that I mentioned. It was sort of the coming out of the blue of the spiritual gifts, and because recently the energetic level of life has started to show itself to me. I have a family. My eldest son is a severely autistic, nonverbal, self-injures and is aggressive. I have a beautiful daughter who's had complications as a result of our journey supporting him. As I've been supporting our family through our journey, the need to balance mind, body, and spirit has been really prevalent just because of the extra stressors and pressures that can arise from crisis. So as I've delved into, I think the mind was the easiest one for me to crack. I'm kind of a tech geek and a science geek by formal training, and then the body I was forced into when there was so much pressure that I kind of just collapsed, and now the energetic side is coming in. So I really, but it's kind of a surprise when that happens, and you're like, ooh, what's that? So I really. I look to you as a model for how to mold and shape that into something that can be of service to other people. So thank you for sharing that, Terrie. As I mentioned, when I during the path of to support our family and our son, I had developed a business giving hands-on care and respite and homeschool delivery for families with special needs, because it's just sometimes especially with high needs, relentless. And so because I had to do that for my son, I did it for other people. And then COVID came and shut us all down. And I was like, well, how can I continue to serve? And so even though I couldn't go out to home and community and send my team to support them, I shifted to going online. And that kind of opened up a whole wormhole of supporting people online. And of course, I was doing marketing and such for the business anyway. And it through a number of business trainings and online trainings, I essentially got into digital marketing. And what I did, though, was I noticed that the work that we'd been doing in brick and mortar world was good for the parents, good for the kids, and good for the workers, but wasn't quite breaking even. And what I wanted to do was use this online world to like a bake sale as an additional revenue stream that could help to sort of subsidize and support and fund respite and homeschool care, because a lot of the times this isn't your regular babysitter next door. This is like a very expensive, like $35 an hour caregiver who's to deal with complex needs. And so I wanted to be able to do that. And I carried the concept further. And my goal with the online marketing services that I do, I provide online offer crafting. I help people, get their offer ecosystem, their client's value journey together, and their tech stack that matches that together. I help, build websites, landing pages, affiliate programs, subscription communities, all the things. And as I help them understand what they want to do and their gift in the world. What I found is, and why I call myself the natural entrepreneur, is because it has to fit naturally into your life. My science was originally biology and environmental science, and working with nature and water quality monitoring and salmon recovery and wetlands and all these sorts of things. And I've just recently come back into that world, bringing the tech in to that. So that's cool. But but I feel like natural principles need to guide our lives. They need to guide our businesses, and they need to guide, our offers. So I see business as an ecosystem. And I see that all the parts of our online offers are just like, the water, soil, plant, insect, animal sort of system, is that our business systems need to be natural. They need to fit naturally into our lives, into our natural priorities. They need to fit naturally into the business world. And I feel like because each of us have a gift inside of us that is unique and individual to our soul and our purpose, that what I just love to do is help people unpack that in terms of their business offer and build that around them naturally. So whether you're someone who loves to get into podcasting, or whether you're someone who would rather just have a recorded thing and then have their services and focus on delivery, or whether you're someone who wants to stir a subscription community and engage in community, however you like to do your offer and however you want to deliver those services, is the tech piece that I help implement for you. And so that's sort of, I design, and then the services that I offer are what then pay and fund respite and homeschool care for individual families with special needs. So I'm a social purpose entrepreneur, and that's basically me. I love to get outside and be in nature and be one with the energy field and get grounded and all the things. And I love being here with Adriana and Lorna to help support folks in their business and whatever business endeavor is natural for them.
Thank you, Michelle. That was wonderful. Quick question. Michelle, do you do one-on-ones only, or do you do group? What's your offering that status?
I do a short assessment of your whole business structure called an offer ecosystem assessment. I have an 8-week program that takes you from, I don't know what the heck I want to do online, to your first sale. And then I have a 12-week program where we deep dive, we co-create, it's called my co-creator program. We deep dive, we build the tech and your audience and the offer all at once, and basically turns out as a business in the box, and you have all of your socials and all of your marketing, your sales process and everything all figured out and functioning. So
okay. Awesome. Thank you. All right, Mike, I'm going to invite you to pick a thread from something that Michelle shared and connect in there, and then share your gifts, who you serve, and how, and your why, please.
All right, excellent. Well, my gift is to take a thread from what Michelle said, and we're going to craft your signature talk right now. So you've got a background in biology and environmental science. It's the hard science. So how do you make that connection from that to the ecosystem that you moved into? Environmental science, whether it's the measuring of the ground soil and the scientific stuff, it's not my thing. And translating that to the world, there's some of the same principles, the same biological principles, the same environmental principles. So if you tap in, the system I use as a speaking coach is AMY, A-M-Y, audience, material, and then yourself. So you tap into the audience very innocently, very benign, saying, let's talk about biology and environmental science, but just kind of hint, by the way, this is a metaphor for what I do as a coach, and you create that. Then you give them modules to show them how the physical environment that I worked in on, Victoria Island or Vancouver Island, sorry, and how that relates to your business, and the different things that happen in the nature of your business. And what happens as you're speaking is that people get this curiosity. Why did you make this shift from science? You're in like this incredible place. The land is plentiful. Why did you move away from that into online businesses? And that's when you drop the story about your family. and say, this is the motivation for what I do. So it's very innocent, and all of a sudden, kaboom. And then the audience is thinking, how can I help? And once they say, let me tell you how I can help, because the more people I work with like you to be an authentic business person, is more people I can help with homeschooling for people with autistic children. And then you drop the offer. Kaboom.
Amazing. I'm so glad we're recording this. I'm going to go back and watch that. Thanks, Mike.
You got it, Amy, AMY, and also calling back to what Terrie was saying about authentic communication. You know, the corporate world wants nothing to do with me. Listen, I dress in solid colors. I got a military haircut, throwback to my Marine Corps days, although these days I don't have a choice. Either way, people get the wrong impression of me. So I keep my affirmations here. Some of them are not family friendly, but one I can show you, and it says, I can make a dork out of anybody. And it really throws people for a loop, because I kind of talk the way I do, and people think I'm like this hard-nosed guy. They find out I'm just a big old man child. And authentic communication is what that's all about. I'm here in Peru. Well, the real reason I'm here, she's in the next room, but I came here to teach English as a foreign language. And I love teaching. Never loved being a student. I fell in love with teaching. But somewhere along the line, I said, I want to teach my own creation. Because after almost 10 years of teaching a language, I should have trained my replacement 100 times over by now. So the next step is to teach my own creation. The two things in my life that have been constant are speaking, teaching, presenting, and fitness. Before I moved here, I was a fitness trainer. And when I started this, I said, I want to start this for the fitness industry. That's why I created Fit Presenter. FIT is an acronym. And I said, you know something, really what I'm out to, my why or my motivation, the ethos behind the business, is to raise the professional reputation of the fitness industry through speaking. Because no matter how many lives we change, no matter how many miracles we make, people still look down on fitness people as second-tier professionals. Just a couple of weeks ago, I was on a call with somebody, and I was giving some great stuff. Michelle, I gave you 2 minutes. I gave this guy an hour. And he turned around and said, you ever think about working with professionals like lawyers and CPAs? Now, due respect to the people who count the money and keep me out of jail, that's not the opinion. That's my real purpose for doing what I do. Working with solopreneurs is to shatter that fake hierarchy that says that corporate leaders and tech influencers are the pinnacle of professionalism and the pinnacle of public speaking. They are not. The best public speakers are everywhere and anywhere, as long as you have genuine communication. A little tired of the word authenticity, because most people craft their authenticity message using AI. Oh, the irony. But it's still genuine, bare bones communication. That's what I'm all about. Whether it's in the fitness industry, solopreneurs, my latest venture, working with student athletes, because they can be compensated now. I want to make sure they do it the right way by communicating as the leaders that they are.
Awesome. Thank you, Mike. And we look for how do you work group? You do retreat, or what's your structure for how you offer things?
Mostly one-on-one. That's just better for business. It's easier to coordinate. Although ideally, I want to work with groups. I like people, gosh darn it. So logistically, I work individually, but I'm working to build up groups. That's what I really want to do.
Awesome. Wonderful. Thank you. And thank you for that living demonstration of your craft. Thank you so much for that. Cory, we're welcoming you here. Glad you're here. We look forward to hearing you share as well your gifts, who and how, and your why.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, everybody. Yeah, well, I'm going to just pull in a little bit from Mike's world. You know, the authenticity in your message, you know, sometimes I call that the gift, offer, and promise as an identity issue. You know, sometimes as a marketing and a coach, what's the gift? What do we put out to the world? But really, it's that medicine that we give to our world. Like, it's like our own message. We are the medicine, and our own content is our best medicine. And that comes from our own life story, what created us, where we came from, that created it happened to me. If it can happen to me, I would put my hand out to help the next one who's ready. You know, and so I appreciate that, Mike. I see myself in that story a lot with my gift and my offer and my promise. This year I changed my title to self-mastery coach. For the last 6 years, I have been working on life coach stuff with a focus on the superconscious, recoding the superconscious, working at the highest level of soul, which sends direct communication and commands to the unconscious mind. And when we can bring in the 3 levels of consciousness into one conversation and bring that into balance, which is mind, body, and spirit, which is the cognitive, the biochemical, and the life design piece, the imagination, intuition piece, then magic happens. And so I come from a 35-year career in gigantic big show business. I think one of the biggest lifetime achievements for me is designing the longest running production of Nutcracker at the 7th largest ballet company in the world. My name is on the designer page and it is still running. And I left a couple of years ago, but coming from the world of show business, where you learn manifestation on demand or you're fired. You know, an idea director, choreographer comes in with a new idea for Swan Lake or Sleeping Beauty, like on Mars or in 1920 or whatever it is, and it is not your job to say no, it is your job to say how, which means you trust your resources, your skills, what you have and what you don't have, and you ask for help. And every opening night at 8 o'clock, the curtain goes out with all miracles in place. So if a whole bunch of opinionated jamokis who don't even like each other can manifest on demand with no money, this is a teachable skill. So now I've always been a back burner life coach, helping people feel better, to do their things. And so I finally left show business because I don't want to load trucks at 4 o'clock in the snow anymore, at 4 o'clock in the morning. And I started working on this. And what I realized is that most people, because of trauma or the fact that we're literally told not to, are not dreaming about our future. Sometimes dreaming about tomorrow is too hard or too painful because today sucks. Or our parents and our teachers and our politics have said, don't daydream, it's a waste of time. But what could possibly be more important than daydreaming about your future, since we manifest exactly what we think and feel about? So I created a program called Dream Intending, which reinstalls the daydream and reactivates the daydream in such a way that we pull the anchors out of the past and reset them in the future in such a way that our dreams actually pull us toward them. Now, that's a couple of years ago. That program has been running for now 2 or 3 years, and it's now come to another level of a neurosomatic approach to say, okay, let's trust the spirit. Let's get out the pendulum and say, okay, client, where are you in your world right now? What's hurting for you now? What's real for you now? What's the symptom in your world that's stopping you from moving forward? And that's the cognitive piece. That's the mind. Let's work on the immediate symptom and create some relief now. Then once that's done, we build some trust, we build some rapport, we build some connection, and then we can say, all right, now let's go to the root cause of whatever caused that symptom. Now, this is where we move to the body, the biochemical, the energies, the emotions, the limiting beliefs that are trapped in our body. Now, this is where we can use some of the ancient wisdoms of Chinese medicine and acupressure, acupuncture, EFT, and tapping, and start to release those trapped energies in the body, removing the root cause of those symptoms. We're creating balance. And then once that happens, we move to the spiritual piece, the life design and prevention piece. Now we go back to the realm of the superconscious, the imagination, the intuition, and we engage the daydream one more time in such a way that we dream about our future to create future memories in such a way that we harvest those memories and manifest what we think about. So there's the overall scope of the gift that I bring. I work mostly with people halfway through life, usually with a life change. They were fired, got divorced, they're empty nesters. What worked before is no longer working now, value change. Working with people who are looking at a new way to do things. And then also what I do is I work individually, one-on-one coaching, but my favorite thing is I've been a Circle Way practitioner for 20 years, which is a mastery form of group coaching. If you're not familiar with group coaching or wanting to, I recommend getting the book, The Circle Way, because it is the how to do it. Amazing place to do that. Look online, go to their website, that kind of a thing. But I work in a signature program where there's a free workshop every single week. Then there's an upsell to that into a 3-day workshop, which is a low-cost paid event with an upscale to a VIP package, where then, of course, you get more access, more replays, books and workbooks. And then that's an upsell to working as a high ticket with me for 6 months at a time. Every single one of those has both a group community option as well as one-on-one with me. And so that's what it is. And then also I have Go High Level version of automation where I'm working with coaches to automate your business. And I have the exact formula funnel system of everything I just said that helping coaches and real people. Yeah.
That's awesome, Cory. Thank you. You packed a lot in there and a real range of things. So thank you so much for sharing. Megan, if you would pick up a thread of something that Cory shared and then share yours, please. And if you could unmute for us, we'd love to hear you. So glad you're here.
Thank you, Cory. Yes, you talked about neurosomatic, and that absolutely relates to what I do. My name is Megan Collins, and I founded Neuro Arts Therapy and Consulting. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist and a registered art therapist. But beyond those titles, I have personally experienced how deeply life's challenges can impact us physically, mentally, and emotionally. And my journey into this work stems from a very personal place. I'm a stage 4 childhood cancer survivor. And as you can imagine, navigating that experience was overwhelming, not just for me, but for my entire family. And it wasn't just about surviving physically, it was about making sense of the trauma, the loss, and the upheaval. And for me, the arts became my lifeline. And painting, journaling, and creating weren't just hobbies. They were tools that helped me process my emotions, rediscover joy, and ultimately rebuild my sense of self. And that experience, ignited this passion to help others find their path to healing, which is why I created Neuro Arts Therapy and Consulting. And at its core, our work is about harnessing the transformative power of creative arts expression and cutting-edge insights from neuroscience to help individuals improve their health, heal, and grow. And so what does that look like in practice? Well, we use art therapy, which is an evidence-based approach that has profound benefits. Art therapy is done by a master's level art therapist. They are mental health professionals. And art therapy is not about being artistic or creating something perfect. You don't need any art skills. It's about the process of creating and how it allows people to explore their emotions, regulate their thoughts, and tap into their inner resilience. The impact is remarkable because research shows that it improves cognition, enhances emotional regulation, and boosts mood. It's also been shown to reduce depression and anxiety and even alleviate chronic pain. Engaging in creative activities rewires the brain. It activates neural pathways that support emotional resilience and mental well-being. It's dual stimulation in the brain. So you're actually using both sides of your brain at the same time when you're doing art therapy. And art making actually reduces cortisol levels. It reduces lowers your blood pressure, and it fosters calm and relaxation. So at Neuro Arts Therapy and Consulting, we combine science and creativity to offer a holistic approach to mental health. And I work with individuals, couples, and families who are navigating life challenges like anxiety, depression, trauma, and even those moments when life feels completely stuck. And when you're unsure of where to move forward, I'm here to help guide you on that path. I'm passionate about this work because I've seen its impact, not only in my own life, but also in the life of my clients. I've been doing this for 14 years, and I'm grateful to have the opportunity to share this journey with you guys today.
Thank you so much, Megan. Amazing, amazing work. You still have a minute to share. Just want to open the space for you to share whatever is still there to be shared. We want to give you all there is.
Yeah, I'm interested in how people can get a hold of you, or if you do it on Zoom as well as in person with families, or how you offer.
My practice is in Beverly Hills, California, and I do provide therapy to anyone living in the state of California, individuals, adults and children, couples, families, and groups. In addition, I do provide coaching and business consultation to anyone at any location for that.
Beautiful. Wonderful.
Yeah. And thank you all so much. I'm really enjoying listening to all the gifts that you have to share, and I'm just really grateful to be here.
Thank you. So glad you are. Nicoletta, if you would please now pick up a thread and then share yours. Thank you. We're glad
Yes, of course. Thank you all. Megan, thank you for your share as well. I think that my work also stems from a very personal spot to start. So growing up, my mother and still suffers from mental illness. So there was always a lot of chaos and a lot of confusion in the home. And so me being the oldest, taking care of my family, I was a very parentified young woman. And so I decided to go the right way, I would say. And so what I did was I never really, kind of subscribed to alcohol or drug taking, and kind of, like it's easy to do when you have a situation that's pretty horrific. And one thing I do like to tell, show people is that, yes, people have traumatic childhoods, but the thing that I'm living in is I'm still living in it, right? Because my mother is still sick, she's still alive. And so it's not something that you can just get over with, doing some inner child work, right? It's a different level of pain and energy to work through. So through that, I became very sick and actually had Graves' disease, a severe thyroid condition, and panic attacks constantly. I was just a lot like Terrie, actually. I was really grazing my children, just kind of scraping for my life. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know what to do. I was just on the floor crying and just lost. And I actually discovered a Wim Hof breathwork. I'm not sure if anybody's familiar with Wim Hof, but he's wonderful. I discovered a Wim Hof breathwork, and through Wim Hof, I started to feel a lot better. And anytime I felt something, I would just breathe. I would just do this breathwork. If I had a headache, I just do breathwork. And it was very, very easy because it's very obtainable. Wim Hof breathwork is 30 in and out, and then a breath hold and these kind of things, kind of challenging, kind of fun. Always been a person to live, want to be warm constantly. This guy's telling you get in the cold. I'm like, what? And so I start doing cold immersion and, cold showers, but I'm really just taking it real easy. Now I will say I have a cold plunge. I am very into cold immersion. I know all the benefits cognitively, brown fat, all the things. Aside from that, I decided to investigate what this breath work was and what it's about. And I did an inner journey breathwork experience. So that's the kind of breathwork that I lead, which is, it's based off of the holotropic breathwork. I'm sure many of you have heard that, about that. And what it is actually rebirthing breathwork. So you're breathing for an entire hour. And there's obviously an introduction where I walk you through what could possibly happen during the breathwork, all the emotional, cognitive, physiological things that can happen in your body. And then you go into the journey, and I just watch, which is a wonderful, wonderful place to be. I must say, it's wonderful to do it. And it's even better for me to just watch somebody experience what the breath can hold. And you go inside yourself. And when I did this experience, I literally cracked myself open. And after that, I just got out of that, and I was like, I have to do this for the rest of my life. And that's what I've been doing. So I offer inner journey breath work. But before that, I actually did a lot of therapeutic yoga, and that's actually what took me out of the thyroid condition a lot. And then I started doing fascial work. So I actually just kind of like a light bulb went off, and I realized that, oh goodness, this is all the same. And so the breath work is the mind, you know, the subconscious and conscious mind, taking out the critical faculty. I also studied NLP. And the fascial release is all the tension that's stored in the body can be released through the hands as well. And I do that virtually, and I do that in person as well in California, obviously, because that's where I live. But I do have my program, which is breathwork and fascial release. It's basically tapping into your inner healer. I'm a true believer that you can get into your inner healer. I don't, because of my experience, I don't believe in Western medicine, really. I treat everything my kids do through homeopathy, and through, my daughter suffers from Michelle, my daughter suffers from severe anxiety, autism, all the things. And we breathe through it, and we really get through it by accessing what's inside and not relying on Western medicine to give us all the answers when we can hear ourselves.
Thank you, Nicoletta, for sharing. And there was emotion coming up listening to you. So there's that power of the breath. I've been there, so I really honor that. Thank you for speaking that.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Tara, if you will pick up a thread and then share yours, please.
Nicoletta, I want to say, I heard you when you were talking about that inner child, and that it doesn't just stop. You can't just heal it just like in one shot, whether the person that's a part of that situation still there or crossed over or whatever it is. It's more than just a one kind of go at it deal. There's so much, and a lot of people find that, you go into release. Release is like a trigger word, if you will. I'm going to release. And for me, when you were talking about that, I was like, oh, hallelujah, amen. Someone else sees that the journey is a long journey. It's not just a one-off journey. So I wanted to celebrate that with you for sure. The next thing I'm going to say is, as an empowerment medium, I've been doing this work for 23 plus years professionally. I am based in Vancouver, British Columbia, but I have clients all over the place. And the reason I say that is because I went from being an evidential medium, where I focus solely on evidential mediumship, evidence bringing in loved ones from the other side, to this whole world of spiritualism. I do trance mediumship. I do all these things that I was like, oh my God, that's too much. That's a lot. What am I supposed to do with all this? And spirit came to me, and I'm a full believer that spirit never lets me down. So there's two things that I say about myself. The first thing is, as an empowerment medium, my love language is giving. I give and I give and I give, and I will give until there's nothing else to give. Now I'm well over that at this point in my life, and I am an extra person. I come off extra. I come in like a bull in a china shop, and that's just my personality, and people love it or they don't, and that's cool with me. But the other thing I say is, I'm a lazy medium. Now I'm listening to everyone talking, and I'm resonating. I was taking notes on everyone, so I had a thread for them, and I was like, I love this about Mike. I love speaking. That's and then Cory, and I was taking all these things, Terrie, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh my God, they have so much going on, and all these beautiful modalities, and I'm the lazy medium because spirit. I just trust spirit. Spirit gives me everything. Never fails me. Never fails me. So when I said to spirit, you're making me do all these different things, well, not making me, but you're giving me the opportunity to do all these different ways of connecting for people, all these different ways. What do you want me to do with this? Like, who am I supposed to be helping, friend? And I got body, mind, spirit, the power of 3. You need to help people focus on the body, mind, and spirit, because everyone gets so hyped. I'm going to be a medium. I'm going to be an intuitive. And I'm a natural born medium. And what I mean by that is, I believe everyone is a psychic and everyone is a medium. I believe that. I don't believe everyone's meant to do the work. And that's a thing for some people. When I say that, they're like, what do you mean? I am. Well, you are, but how are you being of service? How are you helping others? And my goal with spirit is legitimately to show people what they need to focus on within their body, mind, or spirit. You could be a great spiritualist or a great, mind facilitator, or maybe you're really fit and you're really into your body. But what's missing that you're not amalgamating all three of those together to raise your vibration, to allow yourself to sit in your higher self, to sit in your power? And that's what spirit does with me. So I work with bringing the spiritual and metaphysical communities together, whether that's locally in Vancouver. I do a lot of work with Indigenous people in Lillooet, Lytton, I just did a whole workshop for DRC in Pemberton, the bands, and I work with them to bring their energy back up, to find that space, and to also create community where people can sit with each other. So I don't have an age limit. I've worked with children in meditation to give them guidance to how to feel in their power. I don't, my oldest client is 101 right now, and bless her soul, every Halloween she calls me and she thinks we're going to do a seance. And what we do is we bring in her loved ones, and she calls it a seance, and it is what it is for her. But the purpose and the goal is literally to bring communities together, to bring like-minded people together. I mentor people in their spiritual work so that they can come together and help other people. So I have a small community. I keep it small on purpose, but I have a small community of practitioners that work with me. And so I don't do inner child work. That's not my forte, baby. My forte is to bring you together and raise your vibration. The inner child work will come from someone else in my collective. Right? I don't do a lot of healing modalities, because giving messages is healing. So for me, that's how I do my healing work for others. And so my goal is really to bring the spiritual and wellness communities together, the metaphysical, and allow people to sit with like-minded people and just grow and develop intuitively. That's it. That's me.
Amazing, amazing. And there's certainly nothing lazy about your passion. Very, very amazing there. Thank you. And one of the threads I'll just comment on there, when you talked about that not every the inner child work isn't your thing, that'll come from somebody else. It's actually really neat, because that's one of the things that in our membership that we have is we see the value of being able to support other people. And what would we do? So we do service swaps, service exchange between practitioners, so that we can say, I've experienced, and here's somebody that I can share with you. And we give testimonials to support that. So I love that you speak to that, because I think that's a big part of with this circle is, and this collective circle that's happening globally, right, is this connection. And it's no longer that lone wolf or trying to hoard or, from fear, but it's just kind of like we have our gifts, as we're seeing in the circle today, the gifts that we have, and how do we use together and support the people in our world. So thank you so much, Tara. Adriana, please take up a thread and then share.
Awesome. I'm gonna try to keep it shorter. So we might be a little bit behind. Hope it's good with everyone. There's so many threads and so many ways to take from. I'm gonna take from Tara, and she has my name, Diane, or Diana, or Diana. Like, that's my name too. Back home, my family, that's how they call me. The only time I get called Adriana is, when I'm in trouble. But I love this. When you said at one point, you said, I came like extra. I came like a lot of extra. And I am too. I grow up that way. I grow up with three big things: a big heart, a big eyes, and a big mouth. So I have a lot of energy. I always had a lot of energy. I love people. I love talking. So I connected a lot with what Mike said when it comes with communication. It's this box here, the voice that we have, it's our gift. It's our way to communicate, to connect with people. And when I was little, came from Romania, from a country in the 80s, was very indoctrinated, patriarchal culture, men above women, and all these things. And I grew up like that. That was my way of growing up. And I have learned that men are in one way, women are the other way, and that's it, and no more. Stay in your box, and that's it. But I always had this desire, this fire in me that I don't want to settle with what is, and I'm extra because I have a reason to be the extra in this world. And I start exploring myself. I start exploring who I am, because I didn't know who I am, and I realized that life is more inside than outside, and the outside is just a reflection of whatever is inside. But it took me a long lessons to learn that, and it took me to the point where, after going through NLP, so many things. I don't even have time to explain which and how many therapies and how many ways of learning and exploring my own self, from the higher self to the lower self, to all parts of me. And I realized that I cannot do this by myself. We always are connected. We need a connection. We are in relationship with ourselves. We are in relationship with other people. And relationships are everything, starting with us, with ourselves. And as I start doing and creating a better relationship with myself, then of course, it's my duty as a human, as a soul, to share that with other people. And I do that because I believe that we don't have to suffer. We need the pain to grow, but we do not need to suffer anymore. And through all your beautiful work, the same like mine, we're here to show people that they don't have to suffer anymore. And as I do it, I do it in I do it in, first of all, one-on-ones, because that's when you build the rapport with other person, online, virtual, or in person. I do workshops and trainings, and any way I can serve people around me that want the help and they are open to the help, then I am there to serve my way with my own gifts. So that's a little bit about me. Thank you.
Thank you, Adriana. I see we're 2 minutes before the hour, and we had set the container for an hour, and I just really want to honor coming from a place of really and consent. So are you all okay if we go up till 5 minutes after? If that is, everybody okay for that? Okay, thank you. Adriana, if you would set the timer for me, I'm just going to do 1 minute. I'm just going to do a capsule thing, and then Terrie then can take a thread from me. So Adriana, the thread that I want to carry from you is that about the masculine and feminine. That really taps into a real central piece of my work. Save yourself for marriage. It was the thing that I grew up in, and I did that. And it was not until many years later, when I had my midlife sexual awakening at the age of 47, that I realized that actually had this sense of, oh, I'm for somebody else. And so this whole journey of recognizing that our world in many ways has been about look outside for ourselves, for partner, pleasure, authority, God, all that thing. So my work is really about bringing back this aspect of male and female, masculine, feminine. It's all within, spirit and human, all within, and sex being that portal for that, and connecting in through the sense of at home in our bodies and check. All right. So Terrie, if you can go ahead and pick up a thread, and then after you're done, thank you so much. Michelle is going to take and just share a little bit about what the next thing that we would like to invite you into is a little bit more of a spotlight on you. Let Michelle speak to that.
Okay. So what I picked up, it was very profound when you said, at the age of 47, you had a midlife shift. It doesn't matter how old you are, knowing that whatever happens, that you're going to do whatever it takes to shift within yourself. And that's what I teach and tell my clients, that I don't care how old you are or what's going on, that you're taking control and doing something about it, but doing something with others and learning and sharing and growing, and using that experience to share and grow with others and help them as well. So good for you, honey. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Amazing. All right. Well, I'm gonna do a collapsed round 3. What we usually do at this juncture is say, drop a word or give us a word. So maybe if you would please, those of you in the chat, and for those of you watching on replay, we will put this in the comments, but take a second and choose and share a word that reflects the energy that you felt inscribed in the connection circle today? How did you find it? Was it inspiring? Was it exhilarating? Was it grounding? Was it, let's drop a word. And if you want to drop a few words about how that came up for you, that'd be great. I'm going to just share a couple of things and gratitude for you being here. We just really appreciate you spending your time with us, especially in the midst of the holiday period, to share and connect with each other. And one of the things that Adriana and Lorna and I are genuinely interested in is connecting people. That's why we call it Connection Circle, connecting people not only with their own body, mind, and souls, but they're providers that can help them, and also connecting the providers with their clients. So that's where we feel like we're trying to recreate the old timey, in-person referral network, little business chamber of commerce in person, only the digital version of that. And so we love that. Now we know all about Cory's, not Cory, I love, we've got to talk. Cory's stuff and Megan's stuff, and we know about what Terrie does and what Mike's got this really cool thing in Nicoletta with the breathwork, and Terrie, so that we each know each other now. And so we can go, oh, right, I know somebody who does this. I know who somebody does. And in that way, we can recreate those old-timey networks where we can refer. And so we've encapsulated that. I mean, this promotional opportunity is completely free, and we actually would like to offer you another deeper dive for you individually, alone, again, totally free, for a 15-minute one. So you should get an email after this with the link to book that for yourself if you like, and then be highlighted in the community again. But what we have also done is created a subscription community where obviously we've got all the resources from all the people in there, but we are going to be doing way more visibility and promotion. We're going to be offering a place for you to put up your services in a storefront that facilitates that referral network, and those who are in the subscription community, when we make referrals, can be compensated for those referrals. We're doing connection and collaboration opportunities like pop-up, being part of the pop-up conversations, need guests on each other's channels. You heard Lorna mention the service swap. And then we're going to be bringing in the business aligned tools like, how to sell without being salesy, and the tech support, and the marketing tips, and all those sorts of things. So we're hoping to make this the subscription community for the providers a really strong, aligned business source for those who are, tuned into the body, mind, and soul balance space. But then also make it an actual business benefit to them with the marketing and growing the group and connecting with the clients and that sort of thing as well. So invite you to join that if you like. We're opening it up to the 31st. It's going to be $17 a month for life. After the first, it'll be $27 a month for the first 100, and then after that, it'll go up from there. So we're just at the ground stages, and would love to have you there. But we're just glad that you're here in the free community, and you're welcome to participate as many times as you'd like on this Connection Circle. So come back and do it again, and take advantage of that 15-minute interview. And we're just really, really grateful that you were here today and spent your time with us and shared the gift that is you. Yeah, there was a reason why we're all connected today, and I'm going to connect with several of you because I know why I need to. So did I miss anything, Adriana?
And I was going to say as well is, so yes, please, we would love to shine the light on you. So connect with one of us through that link that's going to be in the email, so that we can, again, have that more expanded time of you sharing into the community your work. And as well, post in, when you see your name tagged into the video here, please put your links to how can people connect to you, how can they find out about your work, your website, your offers. Put all of those things into here so that we can help to support you in being visible in the world and getting your message out, and letting the clients who are who are looking for you to find you. So please put those things into the link below in the video, in the Facebook group there. All right. thank you so much for being a part of our circle today, for the beautiful weaving that we seem to be creating, but yet we were recognizing was already there. So it was beautiful to have you here. Thank you, each one. And blessings on your day, your evening, and on 2025. And yes, come back. You're welcome back as many times as you want to into the circle with us.
It's our truly pleasure to have you here. Thank you for, like we said on the beginning, thank you for taking your beautiful time to spend it with us here and showing us a little bit of your light and shine a little bit of your beautiful gifts with us. And those that are watching, we had a couple of people. I see Susan and Bronson, and a couple of people was watching us live. Like Michelle and Lorna said, drop your comments and links in there, connect with each other, because it's all about the collaboration. We're not here to compete, we're here to collaborate with each other, that we unite our forces, we can help and serve even more people. So thank you so much, everyone, for watching online, replay, or live. We will see you in 2025. I hope this end of the year is bringing you a lot of joy and reflection. A big hug to all of you, and see you next time. Bye-bye, everyone.